Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today I'm back with my girlfriend Alexis. This time we're going to be doing another smell and rate video like we did the last time. So first we're going to be taking a look at some new Parfums vintage fragrances. These are all newer fragrances that have been released within the past couple months, and actually some of these we're going to be covering were released within the past week or so. So we're going to cover those first, and then after that we're going to move into some other designer fragrances that we haven't talked about yet. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the first one. That is Parfums Vintage Brilliant Bergamot, and we're just having the samples of these new ones. So I've already pre-sprayed all of these, and I'm going to have my girlfriend tell you what she thinks of them, just give us a rating and kind of her rundown on the scent. Like I said, we're starting off with this one. So what are your thoughts on this one?
I really like this one. This one is a clone of the Bergamot 22 fragrance, and that one's one of my favorites, as he has said in some of his previous videos. It's very citrusy. It kind of has a pickly accent to it, but I really like it all together. I think it's very masculine, just something that I like for him to wear. I think it's more suitable for the summer. Definitely. It's more of a summery scent.
Summer fragrance.
Yeah, I really like this one.
Yep, so she pretty much hit it spot on. It is Parfums Vintage take on Bergamot 22, which is known as one of the best citrus fragrances for summer. So that's one that a lot of people have been anticipating. And again, it's called Brilliant Bergamot, one of their new ones. Up next, we have another one from Parfums Vintage, and this one is called Summer Bottled Intense.
I'm not sure about this one. There's like no accents that I can really pick out with this one. I know it says Summer Bottled Intense, but it's more of a wintry fragrance or a like autumn fragrance to me. It smells kind of warm to me, so more like winter or fall or something like that. Not really summery to me. I don't pick up any summery notes with this one. It's different. I can't really pick out any notes with this one.
Good. So yeah, to be honest with you, I have no idea what this one is inspired by. It smells nothing like anything in my collection. I'm sure you would probably agree.
It doesn't
smell anything like what I have or what we have. So I don't have too much information on this. I believe there's a Fragrantica page and you can probably find some information online. I personally haven't had time to really research and look into these new ones. So yeah, we're not really sure about this one, but do you like it?
Yeah, I do. It's really light and it's kind of hard to pick up, but it is nice.
So up next we have Aqua Intense. This is another newish one that's been out for a while, so if you want to go ahead and tell us your thoughts, what you think of this one.
I really like this one. It's sort of got Aventus vibes coming from it. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, but I think so. It's kind of peppery, it's kind of citrusy. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of a summery fragrance.
Summery, definitely.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So this one is actually their take on Invictus Aqua 2016. So this has been reformulated now in the 2018 version with the clear bottle. This was their take on, like I just mentioned, the 2016 version. So in my opinion, it gets very close. There is an Aqua and then an Aqua Intense. This version is even stronger than Aqua, and on my skin, it's even stronger than my actual bottle of Invictus Aqua. So very strong stuff, very close to the original, and you seem to like it quite a bit.
I do like this one a lot.
Okay, good. So definitely a really good one for summertime, and her reaction to this one was actually really positive when you first smelled it.
Yeah.
I know she really liked this one a lot off the bat, so that is Aqua Intense. So up next we have Citrus No. 1 Intense, yet another new release, and we've actually realized that we haven't been rating these. So starting now, she's going to actually give you a rating on 1 to 10 of what she thinks of it. So Alexis, if you want to go ahead and tell us what you think about this one.
This one kind of smells chemically to me. Chemically, or like Play-Doh or something that I know, but I can't put my finger on what it is. It's kind of fruity, but more like chemically to me. I don't like this one as much as the rest. Like I said, it kind of smells like Windex or Pledge or something that I can't put my finger on.
Okay, good. So do you get a lot of like citrus from this?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Windex or Pledge, like I said, some like fruity chemical or cleaning supply.
Would you say it's a good summer fragrance? Or
yeah, more summery than anything, yeah.
Good. So this is actually their take on Xerjoff Neo, which again is another heavy hitter for summertime in terms of like the niche fragrances and citrus fragrances. Neo is one of the best out there, and it does get very close to Neo. Again, there's a Citrus No. 1 and a Citrus No. 1 Intense, which we have here. Two different versions. They just basically tweak the concentration and things like that. And then, so what would you rate this one?
I would give that one like a 5. Like I said, it's pretty chemically. It's kind of harsh to smell. It's very strong. and just not really my favorite one that he has. Not something that I would pick for him to wear or anything.
Good. Good. So 5 out of 10 for Citrus No. 1 Intense. So up next, and this is the last Parfums vintage fragrance we're going to be checking out. Then we're going to work into some of the other designer fragrances out there. This one is Isla Tropical Prive. And this is one that I've actually already done a review on, so that's something you can check out for more information. But if you want to go ahead and tell us your thoughts on it.
This one kind of smells like lemon and sunscreen mixed together. It kind of smells like coconut and pina colada and just very summery. I like this one a lot, but I wouldn't necessarily like it on him. It's very unisex. It's almost very feminine to me. It's something that I would like to wear. I like the fragrance very much on its own, but not necessarily on him, like I said.
Good, good. So yeah, she's pretty much spot on with that. She said lemon and like a sunscreen mixture. The main notes in this one is lime, coconut, and like this boozy rum and sugar accord. And this, for those of you who don't know, is their take on Virgin Island Water by Creed, which is a very popular summer scent. And this was actually based off a 2010 batch of Virgin Island Water. So older batches is what they were going for there. Those typically have better performance. There's Isla Tropical and Isla Tropical Privé. Both are different. I covered that in the review. So what would you rate this one on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would give this one about an 8. Like I
8.
said, I like the fragrance a lot, but wouldn't necessarily like it on him as much. Might smell different on his skin or something more masculine maybe on his skin, but I really do like the fragrance on its own.
Good. Is it something you would wear?
It is something I would wear, yeah, definitely. Cool. It is very, he said lime, and I said lemon at first, but I think I was wrong with that. I think it does smell more lime-ish, more than lemon. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Good, good. So definitely a great summer scent, and it's one that, like she had mentioned, is, very unisex. So could smell good on a guy, but also could smell really good on women as well. All right, guys, so up next we have a fragrance from Nishane. This one is Hacivat. This is another one that I've already done a review on it, but before I touch on it, I want to go ahead and get your thoughts on it. So what do you think of this one?
This one also gives me Aventus vibes, very strong Aventus vibes. It is less powerful and less peppery than Aventus to me. Something about Aventus that I do not like is that it's so strong and so peppery. Yeah. And everybody loves Aventus and everything, and I do like it a lot, but it is so strong and it's so overpowering and everything. And this one is just like a light Aventus, and I really like this one a lot. But let me say, he did wear it the other day, and I hated it on his skin. On the paper, it smells really, really good, but I hated it on his skin the other day. I was complaining the whole day about how he smelled. Yeah, I would have to agree. I don't know what was going on that day, but I did a few sprays. I think I did maybe 3 sprays of this one, and it was a pretty warm day, and even for myself, I really was not enjoying it that much off of my skin. I know she really hated it off my skin that day, but there have been times where I've worn this one and you've liked it. Really? Yeah, so I'm not really sure what was going on. Maybe it was the heat. It was just being a little bit too overboard. It was overpowering. Yeah, definitely. And I think I did do like 3, maybe 4 sprays. So that's just something you're going to want to keep in mind with this one when you're testing it. Go light on the trigger in the warm weather because it can be very strong. So what would you rate this one? I would give this one probably a 9 on the paper. Like I said, Aventus is one of my favorite fragrances that he has. It always has been. It was the first one that I ever smelled on him. And it's always been one of my favorites, but it always has been pretty overpowering if he sprays too much. Yeah. On that day, I would give it probably like a 1 or a 2. Very low. Did not like it at all, but maybe on a different day, it would smell different on his skin. Good. So, yeah, like she had mentioned, just depending on the weather and depending on skin chemistry and things like that, the scent can smell different. So that's something you're going to want to keep in mind for yourself. So up next, we're going to go with another newer fragrance, a new release from Abercrombie & Fitch. This one is called Authentic. This one is very light. I can hardly smell this one, but it does have a citrusy scent, very much a summer scent. It's very light. I can't really pick up any notes on it very much, but all I can say is that it does smell summery. So I definitely have to agree. In my opinion, this is on the more underwhelming side. Very hard to pick up, very light. Performance is not very good at all, and that's something I'm sure that you could probably tell just by smelling it. For sure. With how light it is. Doesn't last that long, doesn't project that much, but it is pleasant smelling. Yeah, it is. It is. Pleasant smelling and definitely a good summer scent. What would you give a rating for this one? I would give it a 7. If I could smell it more, if it was more fragrant, then I would definitely give it a higher rating. It is very nice, but it's so light that it's hard to smell, and I can just tell that if he wore it on his skin, we wouldn't be able to smell it for very long.
Good. So she pretty much says exactly what I said in my review. I would like this one so much more if it was stronger. And like I've said before, if they came out with like an intense version, they made it into an eau de parfum concentration and it lasted longer and it was stronger, then this would be a winner. And I'm sure you would agree with that too.
Very much.
But as of right now, it's just really light. It's hard to pick up and it's just not worth purchasing, in my opinion. Is this something that you would purchase?
Probably not. It's so
not.
light that it almost defeats the purpose of even wearing a fragrance in the first place.
Exactly.
It wouldn't last for very long at all.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But I do carry this one on my website, $55 for 100 ml if you're interested. We wouldn't recommend picking it up. You can go pick up some other stuff on my website though, because I got a lot of good prices, don't I?
Yeah, he really does.
So up next we have Creed Silver Mountain Water. A really nice classic for summertime, and we're going to go ahead and hear your thoughts on this one.
I would give this one an 8 probably. It is very fresh, like I said, and it smells like the outdoors, kind of. I really like this one.
Good. Is this something that you would wear on yourself? Do you find it feminine, masculine, unisex, or?
Unisex, probably.
Unisex.
Not really feminine, not really masculine. Probably more feminine, if I had to say.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't wear it for myself. Like I said, it smells very much like grass or like lotion or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I can't really pick up very many notes in this one.
Is it something that you would like on me?
Not necessarily.
No? Okay.
No, not necessarily. Like I said, I really like the masculine fragrances on him, and this one isn't necessarily masculine. But I do like the fragrance on its own.
Good. So yeah, definitely a unisex fragrance. That's what Creed listed as, and I would have to agree with that, and I would have to agree with her thoughts as well. It does have this like grassy, fresh feeling. The main note in this one is tea. So do you pick up tea?
Yeah, I do.
Tea?
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, tea, blackcurrant, I believe bergamot, some musk. Really pleasant smelling stuff, perfect for summertime, very refreshing. I get kind of like a cooling vibe from this one. I don't know if you do as well. Something very refreshing to wear in the summertime.
It smells very much like spring to me.
Yeah, exactly. This would be a great spring scent and great summer scent. Just very cooling and refreshing. So up next we have Xerjoff 40 Knots. This is a marine fragrance for the summertime. And we're going to go ahead and hear what you have to say about this one.
This one smells very woody and very spicy. Not like hot or anything, but like spices. I pick up cinnamon. I kind of pick up pepper.
So would you say that this one smells like the ocean? Does it remind you of like an aquatic fragrance or anything?
Not necessarily. I can't really pick up any aquatic notes in this one. It's more like a house in the fall or something. If like a mom was baking or something. To me, I don't know if he agrees with that or not, but it's very spicy, cinnamony, peppery. I don't know. I like this one, though, very much. Good.
And yeah, I would agree. This is very different. If you're after an aquatic fragrance or something along those lines, you're going to be thrown off by this one. A lot of people talk about this being a really good summer marine scent, and it does have like a marine quality, but it's also very sweet, a little bit of a peppery kick, and very woody. So moving on to the next one, we have Hugo Boss Reversed. A really, really nice summer scent that I've done a review on and kind of brought some attention to it.
I love this fragrance. It's one of my favorites, but I wish so badly that there was an intense version or something. It is not very prominent, but I do like this one so much. It smells so good on his skin. It's very masculine, very summery. I love this one.
Good. So what would you rate this one really quickly?
I would give this one a 10.
10?
I wish so bad that it was more prominent and more intense. I love this fragrance so much. I wish he could just carry the bottle with him and just spray it on him all day because it doesn't last very long. And I wish it did because I love this.
So up next we have Mont Blanc Explorer. Another one I've done a review on. And yeah, go and tell us what you think about this guy.
This one smells very basic to me. It kind of smells powdery, and I'm not a fan of the powdery scents whatsoever. I really dislike them so much, but it also smells really aquatic and really watery as well, which doesn't really make sense, but it is super dry and very powdery, and I really don't like that. But the scent does smell okay on its own. Not my favorite, kind of just basic. Very generic.
So this one actually gets compared to this guy, Aventus. would you say?
Yeah, it does have Aventus notes in it, but it's not fair to compare the two.
Good. So again, I would agree with her there. Definitely not my favorite Aventus inspired fragrance. In the opening, it does get a little bit close to Aventus, and I'm sure you would probably agree with that. In the dry down, it does get very dry and really just kind of falls apart in the dry down. It just doesn't smell like Aventus at all in the dry down. Very boring, very much a letdown as time goes on. So I'm not the hugest fan of this one. And what would you rate this one?
I would give this one probably a 4 or a 5.
4 or 5.
I don't really like this one very much. It does smell like Aventus in the opening and in the first sprays and everything, but in the dry down, it just, like he said, it falls apart and it doesn't smell like Aventus anymore, and it just smells very basic. It smells like anything I could pick up at a store.
Good, yeah. So this one does have like an Aventus twist in the opening, but a lot of ambroxan in the dry down. And ambroxan is a note used in fragrances like Sauvage, Prada Carbon, Aqua Atlantique, and so on. So it does have a very basic dry down. That ambroxan is pretty much all there is, with like a dry woodiness. Very boring in the dry down. And yeah, that was our thoughts on this one. All right, so now we got the second to last fragrance up. This one is Mercedes-Benz Cologne.
This one smells like lemonade or like lemon pledge. I really like this one. Not the most masculine fragrance that he owns, but I do like the fragrance by itself very much.
Good. So this one obviously is compared to Dior Homme Cologne, and that's something I've done a whole video on already. Very, very close to Dior Homme Cologne, and my favorite alternative out of all of the other ones out there. Does have like a lemonade smell. There's grapefruit, there's bergamot in the scent, just a ton of citrus, and I'm sure you would agree. Definitely a very citrus heavy fragrance, and you do get that lemonade type of smell.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, that was the first thing that I picked up with the scent.
Good, and that's something that Dior Homme Cologne is famous for. People say it smells like a cold pitcher of lemonade, and this one really does that job as well. Again, I'm sure you agree with that. Does have a nice lemonade feel, which is good. Gets close to Dior Homme Cologne. So what would you rate this one?
For myself, maybe, I would rate this one an 8. I think it smells kind of unisex. I'm not sure if it's listed as unisex or if it's supposed to be unisex, but I feel that it is. It's something that I might wear. I really like it. It's very citrusy, very summery. But on him, I would probably rate it a 6, maybe a 5. Like I've said before, I like the more masculine scents, and this one isn't very masculine to me.
So we're on to the final fragrance now. This one is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne Sport.
I'm not really a fan of this one. This one's very peppery to me, but also very lemony. It kind of reminds me of the last one we just reviewed, but a lot more peppery. It is very summery. Not my favorite. I'm not very into the peppery scents. Yeah, just not my favorite. Very lemony, like I said. I like that part of it, but the peppery just kind of throws me off and makes me dislike that one. So between these two, you're going to be choosing this one, Very
correct?
much, yes.
Correct.
100% of the time.
Cool. So what would you rate this one?
I would give that one probably a 4.
A 4.
It's so peppery to me. I don't know if anybody else picks up on that, but it's very, very peppery to me. It almost overpowers the lemon.
Yeah, I would have to agree. This one does go in a different direction than Dior Homme Sport, Mercedes-Benz Cologne, so on and so forth. It's still in that same ballpark, and I'm sure you could probably agree. That very citrus-based fragrance, but more peppery. So again, this one is nice. It's not my favorite either. I do like it. I do think it smells pleasant. It is a great summer scent. Not one of my favorites. So this is the last one that we were checking out, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne Sport. So guys, that was it. That was about, what was that? 10, 12,
11, I think.
11 fragrances rated by my girlfriend. Again, this is the second video she's been in. Want to try to continue doing some more of these because I think you enjoyed these.
I enjoyed it a
Hopefully.
lot, yeah.
These are fun. These are fun to do. Again, we checked out the new Parfums vintage fragrances in the opening. Let us know down below if you want to see like a full Parfums vintage smell and rate video. I know in the last one someone had said to do something like that.
Yeah.
Like rate your favorite Parfums vintage. We can go through all of them, all the ones that I have, or just do other fragrances. We could do like a whole Creed house smell. So like check out all the Creeds that we have back there. So you can rate all of those. Just let us know down below what you guys want to see and we'll make it happen. And of course, you can find pretty much all these fragrances on my website, chaosfragrances.com.
Good
really
prices.
competitive prices. Yeah, great prices, not
Wonderful prices.
Wonderful prices, fast shipping, and you know the deal. There's over 1,000 of them. All the main designer niche brands are covered, so check it out there. And that's going to do it, guys. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.